Oh wow, spooky.
Hello. Long time no podcast,
Yeah,
but
hello everyone.
Hello.
Republican primaries started, so we're back on with the podcast.
Content grind.
Today we were replacing Kyle with our best French, American, English
That's
comrade.
me. The aberration.
Yes, goes by Commissar or Voyons, whichever.
Everyone.
Yeah, but today we'll be talking about the GOP primary, what we think, who we think the VP might be for Trump, and maybe what Trump's odds are for going to prison or even being president. So yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think of the hype around the primary? Did any candidates stick out to you? Any names that you're just hearing about now?
I mean, I like Vivek just on the ground that he's Indian. So that's even though he's the best, he's insane. He's like climate change denier.
Oh wow.
What else? And that's primary thing for me. So
Yeah.
What
If I'm
else
honest,
did-
I'm pretty. Sorry. Yeah.
what else did Vivek mention that was insane? Like he had some foreign policy that would actually be sort of acceptable to the West, to the leftists.
Yeah, I mean, Vivek's takes he had were, first he said that there should be a civics test to become a U.S. citizen. He wants to pass an amendment for that, which is pretty a wild take, which was essentially be a Jim Crow law.
But a lot of countries actually do have that. Like
to take a civics test to vote.
Oh, not to vote. Oh, no. I thought,
No,
like you said, to become a citizen. No, to vote. No, fuck that.
Yeah, well, no, we already have a civics test to become a citizen, but he's saying if you're born in the U.S., you're not automatically a citizen. And then you take a civics test.
You're automatically a citizen under the Constitution.
He wants to amend the Constitution.
Uh-huh.
So that's part of his plan.
Radical.
I mean, it's kind of like the U.S. citizenship law is kind of interesting because if you're born there, you're automatically a citizen. That's only typical for the colonialist countries, like the New World countries.
Yeah, the settler policy.
Yeah, settler states have that, while the non-settler states, you have to it's by origin. Like if your parents are citizens, then you're a citizen.
Yeah, but now he wants to have it where it's like I don't think it's fully planned out, his idea, but he's saying to become a citizen at the age of I guess to get full rights at 18, you have to pass the test, which in U.S. history is essentially a Jim Crow kind of law.
Sounds.
But it would be Jim Crow basically against Hispanic community.
I mean, and probably, to be honest, to be frank, a lot of black people too. So many, lower income people aren't passing high school or, will be able to pass the civic test. So it's going to be only middle class and not people who would pass this test. And,
but wait, but that's just for the people that were born there, or for everyone?
For everyone, to be able to vote, everyone.
Oh, yeah, then that's good.
Bourgeois politics.
Yeah, no, literally, it's going back to you have to be a certain class to vote. So other than that, he says that climate change is caused by humans, but that's not a bad thing. So he's saying that a warmer climate will mean that there will be less deaths from cold, and we'll have better agriculture.
See, perfect sense.
We'll grow oranges in Alaska.
Perfect.
Yeah. He wants to abolish. He wants to abolish the Department of Education. He wants to abolish the FBI and replace it. He wants to abolish the IRS, which for people outside the U.S. know the IRS is, that's like the tax collecting agency. What else? This is kind of funny. He's hinting that he thinks that the U.S. government did 9/11. It's pretty funny. He's very heavy on the deep state being the fourth branch of government.
For it or against it?
He's saying that there are 4 branches of government, and he's going to bring it back to 3. That you'll get rid of the deep state.
Right.
What's the fourth one? What's the fourth one for him? Like Secret
The deep-
Service?
It's the deep state.
Yeah.
Isn't that just what Trump when they do, like drain the swamp? They just piggybacking off of Trump.
Pretty much. It's just he's pretty much. I've heard people say essentially he's combining Trump and Obama.
I
Like
see.
he's kind of doing like
Oh,
the
dear.
Obama charisma, but like
Yeah.
Trump insanity.
Oh, so you agree with Chris Christie?
No, I mean he literally quoted Obama though. Like he's literally copying Obama's 2008 primary.
No, but what's your take on? I mean, I know what's your take, but what's your restate your take on Chris Christie calling him new Obama, Republican Obama or whatever?
Well, that came off pretty racist because what Chris Christie said is like essentially not verbatim, but paraphrasing what he says. He said, I don't think you heard this one, but Chris Christie is the former governor of New Jersey, kind of just like essentially has a cop persona. But he said something like, he was like, the last time we elected a skinny guy with a funny last name, his name was Obama, and look what that did.
Wow.
Essentially implying like if we elect a brown person, they'll destroy the country.
It's very Republican.
Yeah, yeah. And
Funny.
you know the funny thing is Chris Christie's like the moderates, so they're Republicans.
Oh well. All right. Yeah. Moderate Americans be like.
Yeah. An interestingly contentious issue during the debate was abortion.
Oh, did that come up?
There was.
I saw they like want they're suggesting that the abortion, like 40-week abortion or whatever, is legal everywhere and being done all the time.
Yeah, but there was like a split on the abortion. So Nikki Haley, well, I think was the first person asked about that. So I think she's the only major woman running on the Republican side. I would say she actually had a pretty good performance. I mean, not like good politics, but did well, you know, debate wise. But she was asked about abortion. She's very, very pro-life, she said. Supports all the Roe v. Wade being overturned and all of that. She said that's because she knows someone who knows someone who was adopted, I think. So she supports her right to life. But people were actually attacking her. People were attacking her at the debate, saying she wasn't far right enough because she doesn't support a federal ban on abortion. So people like Pence, this guy named Hutchinson, and some other people are saying if they're elected, they want to do a federal ban on abortion. So there's a split in the Republicans on, you know, just leave it to the states versus a federal ban on abortion in the U.S.
But wasn't it like when Roe v. Wade was overturned, they said, "Oh, finally, states' rights, blah blah blah," and now the goalpost has moved.
Yeah, the right in America always does that, right? But it's states' rights when they're being bothered, but they don't actually care about states' rights.
Yeah.
But I guess you always have to be on offense in politics. If they were satisfied with what they have now, they could lose it. So if they're pushing the line, then you're safe
Exactly.
with abortion or anything else.
Yeah.
No,
but
but I think Vivek is the only one that stands out. Like the Haley and Tim Scott, right? The black guy.
Tim Scott did really bad, to be frank.
Yeah, he was like on abortion. He was insane.
Yeah.
But they were like, in my view, they're like all accepted minorities inside the Republican Party. Because they're she's a white woman, she's a black man, okay. Vivek is like he's a Hindu.
I have to pause you right there. Nikki Haley is not technically a white woman.
Whoa, why?
She may be transracial for the Republican Party, but she is actually Indian. And she changed her name. She's Indian, and she changed her name to a white-sounding name. Like her name, she was born of an Indian name that wasn't Nikki Haley, and she changed it to Nikki Haley.
Wow. Yes. She was. This is her married name, Haley.
Yeah, she changed her first name, I think, too, or short.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, but technically, yeah, she's also Indian.
But she's Christian.
Yeah, I think she's Christian.
Okay, then I guess she stands out there from Vivek, who did not convert. He's still a Hindu, even though like he has to point out, oh, I'm monotheistic.
Hindu.
Yeah, that's very cringe.
Yeah, and he
I
says he
guess that.
believes in like Judeo-Christian values and whatever that means. But Vivek is essentially the Reddit candidate of the primary. But I think he honestly has the algorithm down. Like some of the older parts, no offense to older people, like don't really. I feel like they haven't really caught with the times on how to run. But Vivek says like all the trigger words, starting like China, deep state. He said he's going to fight against COVIDism, genderism, and climatism or something. So, but I think the biggest loser. Are you going to say it,
At one point in the debate, they like say, "Oh, if Trump gets if Trump wins in the primary, would you support him? You signed a pledge that you would have to support him, but would you still do it?"
Yeah.
And the Vivek is the first one that raised his hand.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who. I think Nikki Haley is the second one that rose her hand.
I think so as well. Yeah.
And then Santis, when he saw that everyone raised their hand, then he raised it as well.
Oh, yeah, DeSantis really had a bad performance because he was looking at other people if they raised their hands or not before he raised his hand.
Oh, no, that's funny.
Yeah.
Don't be left out.
No, literally, I think DeSantis DeSantis didn't have the worst performance, but I think he had the biggest loss, in my opinion, because he was second in the polls. Some people thought he could even oust Trump, but his performance was pretty weak. He kind of comes off very robotic, and he just kind of yells. I think even Republicans don't really like DeSantis that much. So I kind of think he's out of the presidential or the VP race.
Yeah, and he's the only one that openly opposed Trump beforehand, before this.
Yeah, there were a few others. There were Chris Christie and Hutchinson, but they're both pretty, like, no one really cares about them. Hutchinson, he's like one of the lowest polling ones. He's from the Bush era. He's a guy from Arkansas. That's pretty scary, but I think he has no chance. But I think he's essentially the George Bush candidate. Chris Christie is like the Republican that some liberals like, but I think he's done in the Republican Party. Who else is there? There's that one guy from North Dakota. He was kind of funny. I forget his name. He was the one I'm talking about, Sarah.
The Atza one? That guy?
Yeah, Atza or something. He was like, I don't know, he's just like the Midwestern candidate. He was kind of just like, all I want is small government. He had like his pocket constitution. He was kind of like a libertarian candidate. But he wasn't very exciting or anything. Liberals probably liked him though, because he's not like raging far right. He's kind of just like, oh, whatever, just leave all to the states, yada yada.
All right, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
But now I have one question. If Trump is not running for whatever reason, do you think any of these people can actually beat Biden?
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
You think?
I think Vivek could beat Biden. I think he could beat Biden. Vivek for sure.
DeSantis?
DeSantis, I don't know. I think you have to really rebrand quick to beat Biden. I think his branding is messed up. I think if people thought he could beat Biden, but now he's kind of he's too icky. I think his name's too stained. I think Nikki Haley could have a chance at beating Biden. For sure. I think for sure Nikki Haley has a chance of beating Biden. Who else is there? Tim Scott doesn't have a chance. That Hutchinson guy doesn't have a chance. I don't think no one likes Chris Christie.
Chris Christie is because he's quote unquote moderate, so he can appeal to the independents.
Yeah, like I think a lot of like moderates like Chris Christie. He's just like he kind of just everyone in America, a lot of people in the U.S. just think he was a pretty like big name governor. He was governor of New Jersey, just obviously outside New York City, but he's kind of just like known as like an asshole. Like I think one time he like, shut down a bridge, like fuck over one of his political opponents. but people really didn't like him for that. And then he handled like Hurricane Sandy horribly. He's just kind of like an ass. But I mean, if there's a huge recession, he could beat Biden. I mean, but I don't think he could even win the primaries because he's made a whole thing about that he's anti-Trump. So I don't think it'll work. But I mean, I honestly think the DeSantis, if say Trump is in prison and quits tomorrow, DeSantis still has a chance to win the whole thing. But I mean, I think
he still has the chance. I think he fell from grace so hard with this Disney and his anti-business stance in general. Like you're a Republican who's anti-business. Like
I think he has time to rebrand though still, because let's think about it. If Trump is gone tomorrow, the GOP is going to at least want a white person like up there, and you know I think it's possible Vivek or Nikki Haley could win. I don't think a lot of people know Nikki Haley isn't white. But like, I don't know. I think DeSantis is the white candidate that stands out of the bunch. It's not going to be conspiracy.
It does not matter if you're white. If it matters if you have a funny sounding name or whatever.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, if what's it called? Vivek was named Adam, then maybe he'd be okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a crisis in there. I mean, all of America's in a crisis because it's all unpredictable. I mean, Biden's just such an unlikable president, but the GOP is just a complete disaster. So it's like just so unpredictable. I don't know what's going to happen this election. But I don't know what's going to happen with Trump if he's. I mean, there's a whole other thing we should probably bring up too. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, but Trump could even be banned from running, not just from the convictions, but in the 14th Amendment. It actually bans people from running for president if they incite like an insurrection based on the Civil War.
If he gets convicted properly.
Yeah, he could be banned. We're gonna
say. Had this. Will this be able to be done in like 1 year?
It would probably go to the Supreme Court. Honestly, I think it's a gray zone in American history where like this has never happened before. But like, so after the Civil War, a bunch of Confederates were like kicked out of public office based on this law. But it's not just being a Confederate; it's just based on insurrection. So I mean, if he's convicted, then he definitely would be obviously convicted for being responsible for January 6th. But I don't know. I think it's just a huge gray zone. If it does go to the Supreme Court will probably side with him. So I don't know if that'll matter. Yeah.
Depressing.
And then outside of that, I mean, there's the whole thing. Another gray zone is we haven't had a president. We never had like someone actually who could seriously win be in prison.
Yeah.
And there's a really good chance he goes to prison. I honestly think there's a really good chance, but we don't know when.
Is there a law that says if you're committed for voter fraud or election tampering or something like that you cannot run anymore? Is there a law like that?
I think it's for example, Eugene Debs, the socialist candidate from World War I, was able to run from prison. So there is a history there. But I think from the little bit of research I've done, it's another gray area, and like what would happen if he won is unclear. Like, would he have to stay in prison? Would he come out? So like
he can pardon himself.
I don't know if he can do that actually. I don't know, the laws don't make any sense. But I think the idea people are saying that probably the rule would be that like he would be free while he's president and then have to serve his sentence when he's done. Obviously, Trump would do something to probably pardon himself or something.
No, president can always pardon anything and everyone. So
I think you can't pardon yourself. I think there's a stipulation like that.
Yeah, that was. They spoke about that for insurrection. Can he pardon himself up front for the insurrection?
Yeah,
but he never did it.
Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of gray area. I mean, it's probably worth mentioning the Trump interview on Tucker Carlson as well. It was like an hour or something. and it had like
Alright.
almost 100 million views. I think it has over 100 million views on Twitter. It's kind of wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. Some people said they thought that Trump did well in the interview. I thought for it obviously being like very, I don't know if stage is the right word, but made up and whatnot, like in the studio. I didn't think it was that impressive. I feel like you can tell he's aged. He kind of has a little bit less umph to him than he did in 2016.
Yeah.
But that being said, was it been 12 years? I forget, 8 years, I guess. He still does have a lot of energy. I think he was the winner of last night in terms of best odds to win. But there's some interesting things. I think Tucker Carlson. I think Trump is implying that the quote unquote deep state might try and kill him. He really isn't denouncing violence. Tucker Carlson asked him about the odds of a civil war, and he said he wouldn't answer the question. Basically, people are angry and passionate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of a interesting territory to have a former president kind of half saying there's going to be more violence.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I'm trying to think what they really talked about. Nothing really that eventful.
Did more people watch the primary or more people watch the Trump interview?
I don't know. I didn't see the numbers. People were saying more people watched the Twitter thing, but I don't know if that's true. I really don't know, to be honest.
Also, the crowd for the primary was completely pro-Trump.
They were.
They were so pro-Trump. The crowd.
Yeah, but apparently they actually even kicked out some Trump, like Fox News wasn't letting some Trump supporters in, supposedly. That might be fake news, but
the most hardline people were out. So
yeah.
Anyway, Pence is completely cancelled. Like, what is that guy even doing there?
I think he's canceled, but I actually thought, this might just be my take, I actually thought he didn't have a terrible performance.
No, he stood his ground, and you got to respect that.
Yeah. But he's nuts. But yeah, he stood his ground. I mean, considering that, like, the Republican Party went, the bunch of the party went to his head. Like, he stood his ground. I think, my opinion is, I think actually Fox News was softballing him questions. I've kind of felt like they were going really easy on him and almost like pushing him a bit in terms of the candidate. I thought a lot of it was around Pence, and they were kind of like, "Oh, you made the right decision." I mean, obviously I'm not pro-Trump, but they were kind of framing it that Pence did the right thing on January 6th and whatnot. But yeah, no, Pence multiple times. Pence pretty much keeps associating himself with Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and Ronald Reagan. That's kind of how he's running.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he brought him up quite a bit. I just don't think Pence has a place. I think we all know that. I don't think he would be able to win in anywhere. I think he's too unlikable.
Yeah, he's a weird person.
But when he was a vice president, he was the one legitimizing Trump, because Trump was like, the wild card, the outsider, whatever. And Pence was the one giving him, okay, I'm the Republican establishment, hardcore Christian, because Trump was obviously lacking Christian cred in the Republican Party. This guy gave him everything he needed.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I guess now Trump is bigger than life, so completely overtook the party. He does not need anything anymore.
I don't think you can be in the party without, you can't be a leader in the party without, street creds from Trump now, which is interesting times. But who do you guys think could be? I'm not sure if we talked about this already, but who do you think could be some of the VP options?
Vivek is trying real hard to be VP. I don't think. That's my overall opinion. I don't think this was a primary for the candidate. This was primary for the VP competition.
Yeah, but that's like I said though. Oh, sorry, were you gonna say comment,
sir? No, I was just agreeing.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't know if you guys disagree, but I really think there's like a hard chance Trump, not a most likely chance, but there's a good chance he's not going to be able to run in 2024. And I think these people know, and they're like Vivek and DeSantis are running on. They're saying that Trump's going to be in prison. I don't know if he will be, but he could be. Yeah. There's a 14th Amendment that might not let him run. There's stuff around prison that might not let him run. I mean, he's an old guy. I really don't know what his health situation will be like in a year and a half. So
He's like the
Also-
oldest
yeah.
candidate, I think, right?
outside
No,
of Biden,
Biden's
Chris-
older.
Is he older?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, Biden's older. So, and then I think
Crazy.
those two would be the oldest pretty much ever in U.S. history. But yeah,
Wonderful.
but yeah, no, I think there are a lot of variables at play that these candidates are banking on, because as Hillary Clinton once famously said, RFK was going to win the primary, and then he didn't. So I don't know if you guys get that reference.
Mine overall thing, as I got to say, it's not as fun without. It is not as fun as 2016 primaries. That was prime entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Trump
Yeah.
with jab. Trump
Something
with
else.
jab. Come on, that was.
No, it was hilarious, and Trump and Marco. In some way, I feel like this primary is even weirder. I don't know why. It's just
I think, yeah.
Like the Trump primary, Trump was really a outlier, like making faces, whatever, and the other people were attempting to be serious politicians
Yeah.
and not do this childish stuff. But
Yeah.
now the goalpost is moved. Like
Yeah.
they're
I think-
going to say fucked up shit. They're going to speak over each other. That's like
They want to be Trump.
no, yeah, they want to be Trump in style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We're going to comment
Trump has to. I think Trump has to play it safe because he's obviously under investigation, and like you were saying, he's also older now. But everyone, I think he's also the popular candidate. So everyone, there's this big expectation. He can still run from prison. He can still do this. He might pardon. Well, even if we've debunked all that, he might pardon himself. So there's this real hope, I think, and this real spirit that he is going to be president again, and a lot of people want him to be president again. Maybe not actual voters, but like just in general, people want him to. He's popular.
Yeah.
And all the other candidates know this, and they have to play it safe as well.
No, 100%, 100%. And just, I don't know, it's just a super, super weird situation where, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think, definitely a majority of Americans do not like Trump,
Yeah.
but he's also he's simultaneously the most popular politician in the U.S. because
yeah.
like no one like Biden won because people don't like Trump, not because they like Biden. So there isn't like any candidate that's like there's no candidate that has the base like Trump has. So I think like a third of America goes hard for Trump. And that's just like a weird situation. And where the other two thirds, I just don't care. That's
Yeah.
a weird situation.
It's very bizarre. I
Yeah.
met a Belgian person, and well, he's a weird person anyway because he was at a Olympic shooting event, and or training or whatever, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so sorry for you. You're American. You're gonna get Trump again." And he wasn't pro-Trump, but he was this weird nationalist guy. It was really bizarre.
Oh,
He
is
was
he
going
like
on about
pro?
how, yeah.
Who is he pro? Anyone?
I don't know. He didn't really say, but he was. He just saying, "Oh, Americans are they're so stupid. But he said he was like he liked Trump because he was like nationalist. He was like pro-American values, pro-American business. But he didn't like Trump's politics. I think. Or is it like I don't know.
Am I to assume this is a Flemish speaking
No, it was
Belgian.
French Belgian.
French nationalist? Wow,
Yeah, very bizarre.
French speaking nationalist.
He's oh, that's the problem these days. No one has pride in themselves anymore. No, it's all being worked. Oh, it was really weird. He like used a racial slur for Chinese people. It's like it's all them now making everything. No one has pride for their own country anymore. We don't make our own cars. We don't make our own guns. Like, oh, okay, great.
Jesus.
Did Belgium ever make cars?
I don't think so, but
You know,
I think they made some guns.
they must have made some.
the glorious days of Belgium when they
Yeah,
had King Leopold.
yeah, great legacy.
But I think he like if he's a French speaking Belgium, like from Wallonia, whatever. Like they used to have a strong industrial base.
Yeah,
So I think he's sliding himself into that, right? So
he must be. Yeah, he was. I don't know. He wasn't
but
that
that
old.
was like that's a leftist legacy, like the industrial strong industry. Like okay,
You'd think so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like one of those people. He sells guns, so like I don't know.
Those right wingers never make sense. But honestly, I think
Yeah.
Trump. I think Trump completely makes sense as how. I mean, we all know this how he got elected
Yeah.
for U.S. president. I don't know. No one like him. I think another interesting take is I think Vivek was saying if he does win, he would run with RFK Jr. as his VP.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
RFK. Isn't he really conservative or something?
Say that again?
Isn't RFK like really conservative and
Yeah.
Yeah.
RFK Jr. He's also
Yeah,
running.
yeah.
He's running in the Democrat primary.
All right.
He's actually second in polling among Democrats.
Oh,
So
scary.
that's interesting. But RFK Jr. not really like the kind of his dad or uncle. I mean, obviously his dad and uncle are pieces of shit as well, but he's not a liberal at all. He runs on like vaccines cause autism, like super anti-vax, and he said that China invented. Yeah, it has an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory where he says that China invented coronavirus to kill says white people and black people, and it doesn't. He said it doesn't kill Jewish people and Chinese people. Coronavirus.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's pretty much his big stance is on coronavirus, I think, and saying taking on the deep state as well. But so it's just a really weird place. I mean, literally the most popular. If I had to name the most popular political candidates right now in America, the top 5 are Trump, Biden, RFK Jr., DeSantis, and Vivek are the top 5 right now.
Top 5.
It's not a horrifying bunch.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
There's no winning here, is there? It never is.
But RFK Jr. is a Democrat, right? Or no?
He's a Democrat, but he's like, I mean, he could run as a Republican VP just fine. But I think he's just running as a Democrat based on the Kennedy legacy. But he's more or less a Republican in terms of like his worldview.
But what was up with that? Like, do you remember QAnon? They had it like, waiting for JFK to rise from the dead.
Oh, geez.
You remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
So my question is, what's up with this JFK appropriation from Republicans? Why are they so interested in this Democrat president?
That honestly, I really cannot explain. I don't know what's going on there. Honestly, it really makes no sense considering JFK is like a liberal and was hated by conservatives then. But I guess maybe it just gets into the whole, not to get into the whole JFK how he was killed discussion. But I think obviously conservatives have their own conspiracy theories on why he was killed. I think JFK kind of beacons back to American exceptionalism like era. Like, I really don't know why else they like JFK, to be honest. I really can't explain it. I think it's just kind of like conspiracies and American exceptionalism.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Very, very strange. Very, very strange.
Also, another question now. If JFK comes back from the dead, will he be a president or no?
Would he win?
Yeah, so he comes back from the dead, JFK. Does the current president has to step down for the JFK or no?
He's still president when he died.
That's true.
Good question. Maybe they have to fight like Zuckerberg and Musk.
Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah, I don't think the founding fathers considered this.
They should fight at the Lincoln Memorial.
Biden versus JFK zombie.
No.
I'm with
JFK is winning every single time. Come on. You don't even know who is the zombie there.
Exactly. Yeah. Apparently, I don't know the veracity behind this. Apparently, JFK was actually really sickly when he was president.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take it on in fact, supposedly.
Okay. I don't know much about him, just
Yeah,
basics.
yeah, he's Catholic.
Alan here.
But yeah,
The second Catholic president ever. The first
wow.
Catholic president ever, and there's only been two, with Biden
Yeah.
being the second.
Biden's the second, the legacy.
Yeah. Channeling.
Catholic and Catholic fighting.
But yeah,
But my second question is, well, second, but just let's do it briefly. What's your take on Pirozhgin getting eliminated?
I mean, my take. I mean, are we gonna say comments? Sorry?
No, I don't know. I don't really. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll have to see how it unwinds. I mean, it very much seems like the case that Putin killed Prigozhin. It's exactly 2 months to the date. I was watching some news coverage on it though. Even like actually CNN was saying that even they think there's a. I mean, I think he's probably dead, but they're saying there's a chance that maybe it's a stage thing. Like maybe there's really he wasn't on the plane and maybe he's on some island somewhere or something. It definitely seems like he was probably killed by Putin though. And I think Russia's saying that they confirmed. No, Russian government is saying his body was there. So, sorry, 1 second on mute.
Putin sent his condolences to his family.
What a kind gesture. Yeah. I don't know, it was weird when the Wagner coup or whatever it was happened. It was in the media constantly for like 3 days, and then it's kind of blew over, at least here, at least in the UK. I don't know. I guess he was on a timer if it was an actual coup.
Yeah, same in the US. I think in the US they quickly realized that it wasn't going to be successful. So it was kind of there's not much good coverage to make out of it.
But even if it were successful, that guy would be even more hardline on Ukraine, the war, than Putin. So,
probably, but Prigozhin seems like someone who can be bought off, though.
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah, I mean, I can't think of the last time such a high. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I feel like it's the first time in a while such like a high-ranking figure in the world was so blatantly assassinated. Maybe it was Soleimani, I guess.
By the state, you mean?
By the state, yeah. By his own state, even. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
People were joking about, I think it was, I forget his name. The one guy was killed in China, like, in the 70s or 80s. People were comparing it to that.
Was that the meme from earlier?
Yeah. The other person?
I no clue.
I mean, 70s were crazy. Like in the US itself, you had the Huey Newman, MLK, Malcolm X. Like opposition people were getting killed left, right, and center. Well, not left, but it was semi-often.
Yeah, I mean there was RFK, JFK, Malcolm X. Lin Biao was the guy who was killed. RFK, JFK, Malcolm X, and I don't know. There's 4 big ones in the US. Yeah. And then obviously like a bunch of smaller ones. Those are all the 60s, I think. All between 63 and 68. Yeah.
Yeah. MLK 68, right?
MLK 68. Yeah, MLK 68, RFK 68. I think Malcolm X was like 60 or 67, or I forget. He was somewhere in the mid 60s, and then JFK 63. 68 were wild times.
Yeah, it was...
like I brought up, like, okay, US, but is this assassination or not? But there is something suspicious. That's what we agreed. But I don't know. Maybe you changed your mind by now with Epstein.
Epstein.
Do you think this was... You're still not convinced that it was assassination or not?
I did want to bring up Epstein to tie in the two topics here. I thought this was really interesting. I think we can speculate why. But Tucker Carlson as a hardliner that the U.S. government killed Epstein. I'm not opposed to that belief. A broken clock can be right twice. In regard to Tucker, but when he asked Trump his thoughts, and Trump was saying that he thinks Epstein killed himself, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's very unlike Trump. I feel like there's an interesting he says that he doesn't think the U.S. government killed Epstein, because I wonder if he has anything. He was good friends with Epstein. So.
Oh, he was.
He was like he was on the island and stuff.
Okay. But
so who knows
you count that as good friends?
Well, I mean, you have to wonder why he was there.
Yeah, of course. But Clinton was also there. So.
Yeah, everyone was connected to Epstein. So.
Yeah, every political or financial elite, they're all connected. Well, they all know each other because they'll go to like big parties and fundraisers. And
Obama wasn't there. Obama wasn't there.
No.
Yeah. Obama's not a part of the traditional elite. Like I feel like he wasn't. Now he's like an elite post-presidency, but before it's like he was just some guy.
CIA legacy.
Yeah. No, literally. But I was gonna say even like Bill Clinton and Trump were good friends. Supposedly, Bill told Trump he's running for president.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know. It's just really weird to think that they all knew each other and maybe they were friends once. Obviously, people drift apart. But what if it was all just a show and he was like ripping into Clinton and like Hillary and Clinton, but it was all just for show? I think I'm in conspiracy mode now, but like, what if they wanted him to win?
It definitely feels like that. I mean, I think Hillary's definitely butthurt she lost. I feel like, but at the same time, I question media giants like CNN and who they actually wanted to win. Like I feel like CNN actually wanted Trump to win.
I hope Trump made them more money than Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of like liberal. I mean, I don't even know who they want to win. I mean, 2024. Like I don't even know who. Do Democrats even want to win in 2024? Like, I just.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, Democrats can do better. What are you gonna say?
I don't really follow U.S. politics that closely. I just see the headlines really, but it just seems. I mean, most of your politics just seem really stagnant at the moment. It's just the parties seem to be running out of steam, and they're all like shifting to their right. It's just everything's depressing.
It is. I mean, especially in the global north, it's literally all just going towards fascism. I mean,
and it's all
like.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
There is some optimism in the global south at the moment, I think, but
yeah, especially in like Latin America. Hopefully, I mean, there's the Argentinian guy. I guess Argentina is the closest to global north, other than Chile and Latin America. But Argentina is going to elect that Reddit guy, possibly.
Okay.
Ever heard about him?
You have Lula in Brazil. That was a big win.
Yeah.
Lula in Brazil. I think Guatemala just elected someone left wing, or maybe they were high in the polls or something.
Ecuador too, I think, right?
I think Ecuador too, yeah.
Oh wow.
And you got
good news.
Colombia, the big one.
Yeah, Colombia.
Nice.
I think Boric and
Colombia
is pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Chile had the Social Democrat president.
Yeah.
Nice.
Honduras left wing leader.
Honduras? No, I think Honduras has a right wing.
No, it's left wing right now. Actually, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think AMLO in Mexico is kind of left wing, but not like super left wing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, the Epstein thing, I have no idea. But you guys have any other questions on America?
No, I mean I'm pretty good. Like I cannot wait for Trump to show up on one of the debates. Do you think he'll show up for the next one?
A surprise appearance.
Hopefully.
Be like,
I think he's going to wipe floor. I cannot wait for him to wipe
Yeah.
floor with DeSantis.
Yeah.
And
I
what
mean,
do you think? Will these the people that are simping for Trump, will they continue to do so on stage, or do you think they might oppose him on some issues, like Vivek?
oh,
No, I mean Vivek. I mean, if Trump shows up, I think Vivek will maybe just say like, "Oh, you didn't build the wall fast enough." That's what they'll oppose him on.
Okay.
yeah.
Or they'll be like, maybe he'll say like, "Oh, you sent money to Ukraine." Like, I wouldn't do that. That's what's gonna come up.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
But
I think
yeah,
the other
also
people-
what Vivek said the I think the biggest heresy ever. He said defund Israel.
he
Did
said it, but in like a weird way. Well, he said he wants to fund them less, but he still wants to fund them. And then actually, another messed up thing Vivek that I forgot to bring up was that he said he wants that. I mean, it's already what happens in the U.S., but he says that he wants the U.S. police and the border security to learn from Israel
Oh, great.
from the IDF. Basically, he wants an Iron Dome in the U.S. as well. And then I might also forgot to bring this up, but Vivek. So actually, two other things Vivek mentioned at the debate was that he wants to reopen insane asylums in the U.S.
Oh, that's good. That's good actually.
I don't know.
I mean, depends on
yeah.
how it is done, but like, do you want? I mean, this is a maybe podcast episode on its own,
Yeah.
and maybe we need to read up on Foucault before we do it. But do you think not read the Foucault on insane asylums?
Yeah.
But do you think it's better for insane people to be on streets of Los Angeles, San Francisco, whatever, without medical care, using like self-medicating on drugs, or do you think they should be hospitalized?
The U.S. has a pretty terrible history with insane asylums. That again would be a podcast on its own, but like they essentially were like
A lot to talk about
like
there.
concentration camps. But I think the biggest issue with and your studies on this, the biggest issue for the homelessness crisis in the U.S. is the housing prices themselves. I mean,
Mm.
I think the best situation would be people doing drugs in their own house.
Yeah. Safe environment.
But I mean, obviously, there
guess-
should be. What are you gonna say?
No, I mean, but I think we should leave this for the next podcast. But I think it's a very interesting topic.
Cliffhanger. Yeah.
I can tell you, I think I'm personally for the institutionalizations, but it needs to be done properly. But I'm also open to be convinced otherwise.
Yeah, it'll be has to be a topic. But I mean, the other issue is, I mean, just that it's the ideal world where maybe they'd actually be properly functioning like mental health care institutions. But in the U.S., like if under a Republican president, they're gonna throw like trans people in the asylums. Is like what would happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah,
And there will be no suicide watch in the asylums as well.
Oh, no.
yeah. The other thing Vivek also mentioned that was kind of goofy was he said that, what did he say? He said, I think he said he wants to get rid of like child support for women.
Oh, right. No way is that.
He said that women, he said single parent moms, is that what it's called? Single parent moms are, he said they have too much money and that's why there's no men in the house and that's why that the kids become criminals. So if women didn't have money, they would get a man, and then the kids would grow up with a man in the house.
Going for the incel vote.
Oh, wow, this is the incel vote right there.
Literally, I think we know someone who would get on board with that.
Wow.
Yeah. That is a very funny statement.
Yeah, a bunch of just wild shit from his end. I also, this is fine. I think his campaign hat is like a white hat that says truth on it.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of funny.
That is
Yeah.
very interesting. And he's trying to build his brand.
Exactly. Do you guys think do you think Biden will run in 2024?
I think he will win. I think this is not even a question unless he gets like really medical.
Yeah.
He gets some medical problems.
Yeah.
I mean, Bear, I know you were in, you are close to a medical professional here. I mean, he is in his mid 80s. He's not walking the best. He's not talking the best. I don't wish ill will on most old people. I'm not sure about Biden, but like I feel like there's a decent shot he isn't healthy, right?
Yeah. Yes, 80 years old. It gets difficult.
Yeah. I do wonder like who they would replace him with then. That's the whole thing.
Who's
That's a whole
his vice president?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, Harris. Oh.
So completely unlikable. I think even Chris Christie can beat her. Well, no, you said Chris Christie is very
Christie versus
palatable
Kamala.
for the moderates, but no, like who is the like even Pence could beat Kamala Harris.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Kamala's
in general election. So
she's not hated, but she's just very I don't think anyone likes Kamala.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I just know she's or something.
Yeah. As someone in the Black America milieu, I don't even like she's just not popular anywhere in the United States.
See.
But
you associate Kamala Harris with African Americans, or
she does.
Like,
she signals she's black, not Indian, essentially. Like, she'll bring up she's Indian occasionally, but she definitely pushes hard that she is like a Black American. It's like
she puts herself that way because I thought because I know she's not on good terms with her father.
No, that's not. She doesn't talk about that.
More with with her Indian side, but okay.
Yeah, the way she ran was that she's like black, and she kind of tries to act like hip with the black community. But yeah, I mean, just the way she's just like the way she talks is just she doesn't really when she speaks. There's no content. All I can say.
Oh, okay. All right.
Also, I think another thing is general public would never forgive a woman politician for not having children.
Yeah,
this is also non-acceptable. I haven't thought about it, everything, but same way, like non-Christian. Yeah, that's another thing. I think Vivek has no chances. He's not Christian, and no one's ever going to vote for him. The Republicans.
He could win as VP. He could win as VP, maybe.
Yeah, as VP, but I don't think that guy could mobilize the Republican base.
No, you're right. Yeah,
unless he converts.
That'd be wild. I could see that happening.
Yeah, but that would be insane. Like, okay, televised conversion of Vivek.
Oh my god! Imagine
he's born. Baptism. Yeah, that would be wow. That would be amazing.
Like a true flag, it gets dropped in the water.
Oh, it's like an eagle.
That'd be amazing.
Which is like the most American of the rivers to be baptized in.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, like the most American river you could be baptized in.
Like the Mississippi?
Mississippi, but like upstream, really upstream, like in the Dakotas or wherever Mississippi rises from.
What's Davy Crockett? Where was he? Did he go on the rivers?
I think so. The Kentucky. Well, you think it was George Washington? No.
Oh, Delaware was it?
Delaware, yeah. That was the one. Yeah, George Washington crossed. So that'd be kind of funny. You could do I could see that, like a 1776 American flag goes in the water.
Wow, amazing.
Like an eagle flies up. That's something that could definitely happen in America. Like that's not off the table.
Yeah, buy the t-shirts, the hats. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be very, very hilarious. But no, you're right. I think to win, I think you need to be a Christian. I do wonder if you could win being Jewish. I don't know if not that's possible in the United States.
No, but that was you remember when, and I think being Jewish is much more palatable for general American public.
And being Hindu, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone who's Jewish could win though, but I think they could win.
People were saying for Bernie, like this is an issue, like that he's not Christian.
Yeah, and he's and then being Hindu. Yeah, I mean to be frank, the average older Republican doesn't know the difference between like a Muslim and a Hindu.
Yeah,
just being frank.
Yeah.
And in America, they really hate Muslims. But I don't know. I think
he's even saying I believe in one God. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, they're Hindus that do believe in one God. They're even atheist Hindus, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff. It's. But yeah, I think we can call the episode here.
Call it here? Yeah, let's call it here. All right.
Cool.
So see you guys. I think we need /stop. Oh yeah, we forgot join our Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord.
We need friends.
Donate to our Patreon. It's it's $5 for a basic member, $10 for a truther member, and $50. I can't even tell you what happens if you donate.
Kyle is not here, so no one cares.
All right. All right. Adios.
Goodbye.